Hey, what's good to everybody? I hope that everybody doing all right. Um, you can see by the title, it's something really short and straight to the point. It says, "My goodbye to everyone." Now, I told y'all 2022, I was going to be doing things a lot different. Um, that is the case. That has been the case. It's not a sad type of. It's not a sad type of goodbye. Uh, it just comes to a point where you realize certain things, and to be quite honest and real, straight to the point. I realize don't nobody give a care about me. Don't nobody give a care about what I'm talking about. Truly in this and in this real essence. I realize that. For whatever reason that is, people can't even provide. It's real awkward. Um, you know what I'm saying? It's like people scared of me almost. Uh, I'm just being real. But at this point, I'm done. Uh, I do got some knowledge straight from the dome that's important as far as a message to leave behind. Uh, I'm not deleting my content. It's gonna stay on here, of course. It's not meaning I'm deleting my channel or my content. I'm keeping it on here, um, of course, because of proof and everything that I've done. But at this point, I'm through. I'm not just on here just talking for attention. I'm through on here. Uh, it ain't no taking a break thing. As far as this channel, yes, I'm done. Everything about 45 degrees and its importance pretty much has been put out there. Um, I was doing some thinking about everything that's going on. I'm sitting up here listening to Infinite Waters right now in his new video. Just because I listen to somebody don't mean that I take obviously, when I'm in other people's chat, it don't mean that I take other people's word. People ought to really realize as well too, um, even by this title, it's three people in here right now. Any other time I'm talking about some knowledge, I can't get one person to sit in here. So that should speak enough of what my problem is. That should let y'all know enough. That's why I say I'm done with people in their games. I'm sitting on here. I ain't playing games. I'm building a project. I actually discovered something that people can't even debate. Y'all, it's three people in here right now who want to debate it, who want to go against it, just as usual. See, I could drop a link after the show. I could drop a link during the show. But one thing for sure, is no doubt that I've discovered something that everybody else on earth has looked over. It's not about being redundant. It's sick. It's sicking it through people's head because they show that they don't get it. Everybody been talking about 3, 6, and 9. There's three people in here right now. 4, 5. Nobody's been talking about all numbers add up to be 45. Who was the first person to point that out? And people have said it before, yes, but nobody pointed it out and showed the significance of it. 4.5. It's not a game, people. It's a reason that them Nazca lines is where that astray. I talk about that projectile motion. All this is not a game. You see, what I've done is a map. And that's why I'm coming out with this video as well, too, because it's a lot of changes coming. Stuff that y'all don't even know about. Yes, a lot of stuff that you're seeing in this world got a lot to deal with what I've discovered. Yes. A lot of stuff that's going on. Yes. And I know that that's ironic with just three people in here. But think about that when you've been on somebody else's platform with thousands of people watching. It ain't just three people that seen my stuff, bro. You've been on somebody else's platform with thousands of people watching. FBI agents, CIA agents. You think I'm playing when I say the CIA been watching me? They got more than one reason to watch me. And that's me saying, I know that. I'm not dumb. They got more than one reason to watch me. This ain't a game. But you know what? I'm helping them. Freemasons, I'm helping them. Because I'm doing something that they ain't even, it's been right in front of people's face. And that's why scientists can't debate it. Mathematicians can't debate it. It's been right in front of people's face. You use the same grid of numbers every single day, but ain't nobody did it. And so people jealous. So they want to discredit and look over the one who did it and has done all of this. And now you hear more people saying, more people using 45. Hear them saying 4 and 5. So-and-so did this 4 or 5 times. They're using it every day, and it's becoming an everyday part of life, and people ain't, it's a subconscious reality now. And people ain't even realize 45 gone. They've been talked about for centuries. Like, come on now, man. This ain't a game, bro. I'm not playing, bro. People know that at the same time they want to do, because it's something huge, bro. It's something that this is connecting cosmology, history, science. Ain't nobody ever did that, bro. And it'll have people like, what the fuck? This dude must be an agent or something. They'll think I'm the agent. Nigga, I'm doing this. You hearing your favorite person say such and such might discovered this, and you might have discovered the secrets of everything in their bedroom, using that as a example. Your top dogs saying stuff like that. They ain't saying that for using examples like that for no reason. They're using it right in front of people's face because I discovered something in my bedroom. Literally. I've been talking to y'all niggas from my bedroom. These women from my bedroom. Been on this panel from my bedroom. All of my work from my bedroom. And I did this. You know how they know it's from my, because nigga, we all got cameras, nigga. Let's really quit playing the games. Let's really quit playing the games. We all got cameras, nigga. We all got cameras. I'm utilizing something right now that got a camera on it that I got covered. That a dumb motherfucker thinking that they could watch me and think that I don't know that they watching me through my camera. We all got microphones that we can't stuff. Let's be real and cut the chase. We all got microphones on these phones. Every last one of us can be tapped into, heard, seen. Information, data, stuff you discover. What you gonna talk about in your next video? Next thing you know, you hear somebody talking about it. It's in your search engine. And y'all want to talk about agents. It's a reason that people watch back on my videos. They don't watch it during. It'd be rare that people want to come in here during. People watch back though. You never thought that the number 45 would change the world as much as it is. Every grid that you use, man, it's a grid to our reality. That's what I've been trying to get y'all to realize. It's a reason that perspective, when you look at things in perspective in our reality, is all based on a grid. Even when you if you stand a bunch of people up all the different heights, guess what it's going to look like? Some buildings built in perspective, like on a grid. Everything is built on a microscopic grid that grows out into the micro to the macro, which is so-called space, which is where the Fibonacci, I've shown that the Fibonacci, that don't exist without 45 degrees. It don't. That whole spiral is built on a 45-degree angle. Wasn't nobody pointing that out. You talk about secrets of societies, societies with secrets. They ain't talked about it. Go on Google. Let's go on Google now. I ain't got the tab open yet. Let me. There is no significance of a 45-degree angle in Freemasonry. The 90-degree right angle being a perfect square is very significant in Freemasonry. No other angle which should be less or no more, which will be less or no more than perfect, has any significance in Freemasonry. And there is no mention of any other angle in craft masonry ritual. What is it? It is the total quantity of commodities and services that the firms are willing to able to sell to the market. What is the significance of 45 degrees? The 45-degree line represents all points at which aggregate demand and aggregate supply. Okay, this is dealing with graphing of some sort, business or something. What angle is the Masonic compass? 90-degree right angle, being a perfect square, is very significant in Freemason. I mean, you can go through all of this. These are the top results, and anybody who does strategic research knows to go through, even the deepest ones. But that's where you get a lot of stuff that's just offbeat. It ain't even talking about the same thing. Quite often, Masonic signs and gestures. Your left foot at a right 45-degree angle from your right foot. Okay. That's talking about the stances of Freemasonry and stuff right there. So at least what I'm saying is, ain't nobody out here, you ain't gonna find it, a 0 through 9 pyramid or number 4.5. It's number 4.5, a whole number. 4.5 rounded off to the nearest whole number is 5. Since the value, and I got information from me drawing out my stuff alone, that's like, how y'all be saying, a lot of people be arguing that one thing that people will say is that the true halfway point, half number, is 5. Well, I got 10 digits, 10 boxes on my, so it's the halfway point. Yes, between 10 is 5. I got 10 boxes and 9 is the last counting number. The thing is, man, I got to really do, this is going to be my last video anyway over here. But I think I might have to take a picture of one of them that's completed so I can see it, because I got to show exactly what I'm talking about. But 0 and 9 is the same number on my work. So when you counting it, a lot of people was probably wondering and thinking that it was, I just have to show it, man. But anyway, 4.5, irrational number. You're just not going to see. If I go to images, number 4.5, you just 4.5 million in numbers. You're not going to see anything that's like my work at all, period. Nothing. Nothing at all. 0 through 9. Nothing at all. See, you got stuff like this that's been created. Ain't nobody did what I did with using a square in the 45-degree angle, because it goes into the ley lines. The thing is, everything started off. See, what I've discovered is something that's divine. And how is it divine? Because things that are divine it's discovering something that God created. It's existed since the beginning of time. So what I've discovered is something that has existed since the beginning of time. So if anybody want to say, why is it popping up here? Why is it popping up there? If you're able to show these examples in stones, and that means that it had to have been known. Well, that's because it's God. It's the source. That's why it deals with creation, projectile motion. When I'm talking about that and I'm explaining it with the Big Bang and everything, what do they say things started from? That's why I could show y'all that with the Big Bang and stuff projecting, light projecting from a point, light projecting from a point, they depict it in different ways. You got it like this, and when they show this example, I bring up projectile motion. So if you want to do it that way, it's a reason why with this way as well, the inverse square law that I've talked to y'all about, that goes into that. The inverse square law, stuff starting from in the odd number rule. That's exactly. Now watch this. What is the inverse square law? The inverse square law. I'm the first person in history to ever point out the 45-degree grid. Because when you create a 45-degree line straight through a grid, it creates the same exact mathematics perfectly as light would be through the inverse square. This is projection of light from a point. This deals also with perspective, mathematical perspective, bro. When you're drawing something architecturally. This is science, mathematics. This is stuff that nobody can debate or go against. And the top 4.5/45 degrees, whichever way you want to slice it, goes into that. Nobody in history has done that. It's not about being redundant. It's about sinking it in until people get it, bro. It's just like when y'all heard about flat earth for the first time. But guess what? Flat earth was just the surface. When you're talking about reality, everything is based on number. And that's why I said that at the end of the day, when I talk in this video, I got it's plus some knowledge because I got other stuff that I've been thinking about as well. On a spirit, on a whole spiritual essence, because I don't be talking about a whole bunch of a bunch of spiritual stuff like that. I don't. My channel over here is specifically dedicated to the 45, but I know about all, dude, my stuff is dealing with time travel. Like literally, and y'all not getting that. Y'all not getting what I'm doing. What if I told y'all that I was an alien or something? What if I told y'all like I've been through a dream? Because while y'all sitting up here talking about dreams and time traveling and all of this stuff, what if I've experienced something that I just ain't told y'all that y'all would have to experience it yourself before y'all would be able to comprehend what I've been through? Secretively within my own self. You'll call me crazy. So what's the point of even explaining it? You think that the Nazca lines that I'm showing y'all got what it's got there for a reason, and I'm able to come back and do what I'm doing, showing y'all through subconscious, bro, doing what I'm doing, it ain't nobody else able. They sitting up here saying to y'all what they think, what they speculating that it is. It's a mathematical code of some sort that if somebody's wise enough to figure out. These people ain't dumb. Like I just told y'all, I've been on people's stuff who got thousands of viewers watching. These people know. They waiting. I don't go nowhere like that. And that in itself keep me safe. Because if I leave the house, I'm leaving with something on me. Ain't nobody catching me off guard. It ain't nothing like that ain't sliding. It ain't happening, bro. I make sure I watch outside my house and everything, bro. And because if I see and bro, I'm the type that will go to the greatest extents to defend myself or anybody else, bro. I'm not playing, bro. Man. You know that it ain't even about being some big old threat, having a bunch of money to seem like you got threat, bro. You know, it's the worst people that you want to fuck with is people who ain't got nothing to lose in the first place. You ain't got nothing to lose but your life. I ain't trying to fuck with nobody, and I don't need nobody trying to fuck with me. Or anybody that I fuck with. But one thing that I know is that I ain't playing games, bro. And that I know that what I'm seeing in front of my very eyes is, bro, this is the big bang that y'all saying everything come from light. It's right in front of y'all face. Once y'all hear y'all favorite person come behind, like I say, and start talking about then that's where it's confirmed. I'm sitting up confirming what they saying. And I ain't down in them. But I'm saying what I talk about, bro, you ain't gonna find nobody else who's mentioned it on the internet. You're not going to find that. You're going to find pictures of flat earth on the internet, but you ain't going to find where I've drawn out 0 through 9, 4.5. And then I'm also drawing out time. This deals with time traveling, because everything as far as time is relative to placement, where you are. They both go hand in hand, time and placement. When you die got a lot to do with where you at. I'm being real. Just think about it. If one nigga did try not to be in the hood that day, he wouldn't have got hit by that bullet placed on. He could have took he could have chose to take 1 or 2 steps short of where he was standing at. That nigga wouldn't have got hit by the bullet. A lot of stuff got to deal with placement. Placement and time they go hand in hand. So when I'm drawing out geometrically something that got to deal with time, people have to realize that as far as God, the source, when you looking at things looking at what you created, it looks still. You're not seeing all of the microscope unless you zoom into it, which is what we are as life. Now, when it comes to spirituality and stuff like that, man, there's been a lot of deep stuff that I've been thinking about here. And I'm talking about thinking on the level that y'all probably, ain't thought on like that yet. So, and when tears come to my eyes upon thinking about something spiritually, then that's when I usually know I'm on the right track. That's real talk. And it's scary what I've been thinking about. A lot of stuff. It's weird. But one thing for sure, you know how y'all talk about them stars that's up there? You know how y'all talk about they study us? Think about the television. Think about these phones that y'all using. Think about this computer that I'm using. Think about how I told y'all that dreams is streams. Y'all sitting up here saying that they're different dimensions and stuff like that. I'm trying to, y'all only listen to what y'all hear from one person because that's who everybody that y'all see, y'all just want to rock with that because that's who's hot. You notice what I notice now? I don't hear nobody mentioning dreads like that no more. That's what I'm saying. That proves alone. And I ain't saying that he's irrelevant. I'm saying that when you ain't out there and people ain't saying it, you ain't gonna hear nobody saying it. You don't hear if you don't hear one person up in somebody's name and saying, because guess what? If one person got up there and they started saying, man, it'd be crazy when PR Corey come up here and he was such and such and they talking about this and talking about that. It's something that it's always something that you ain't never heard of. Then you'll hear everybody else start saying that shit just because they heard one person say it. See, a lot of people who claim they spiritual and stuff like that, they still have a follower's mindset. That's real talk. I see that within a lot of y'all, bro. And that's real sad, to be honest, bro, because I ain't like that. I might look up to somebody for how smart they is or achievements that they've done, but I never hate on them. And I always got my own talent, bro, that I express, my own knowledge that I express. Ain't nobody ever did this, bro. I ain't copying nobody. I ain't leeching off of nobody. If anything, I've always reached out for people to try to admit what they know. That's all I'm saying. Admit what the fuck they know. Because niggas know it. That's all I've ever been saying. Niggas know exactly what I be saying. I just ain't their favorite person. When you get up in front of people with a certain personality and stuff like that, that's what make people like you more, bro. Nigga, my talent, a lot of people up here ain't here to express a certain type of personality. Like, everybody had a fun in a different type of way. Y'all might enjoy roasting niggas, getting on here talking and having funny conversations and stuff like that here time to time and shit like that. That might be what y'all consider fun and stuff. Well, me, when I'm having fun, and y'all probably say this nigga just act stuck up. He don't have enough fun. He don't laugh and have fun enough. He don't do this, because I'm working, bro. I see what y'all don't see when the lid closed, y'all gonna feel fucked up. And y'all gonna see what I've been saying. Then y'all gonna be like, damn, bro, a lot of the time that we was playing and doing this, man, we should have been doing this all along. Like, if we would have been doing this in all of that time that we was playing, ain't no telling where we'd be at. And that's all I've been saying. That's why I've not been wasting my time. Y'all gonna say that one day. After all of that playing, you gonna realize that we could have played later. We could have laughed and giggled more later. I'm not about that. I have my fun dancing and shit. Jerking was one of the coolest movements, bro. If I pulled up some of them, like when it got into its later stages of really being a cultural dance, bro, it was crazy. Like a lot of y'all probably think you a jerk. Nah, bro, I'm not talking about just the rejecting it. It got to where it was literally an art, nigga. Like that shit was a sport, damn near. You had to have stamina, flexibility in some sorts, speed like a mug, because your footwork, that's what it really came down to. This shit was crazy, bro. And it's a lot of dance moves to this day that people ain't even, the whole culture, that how niggas dressing now is based off of the whole jerk style when it first came out. But a lot of people don't talk about that. Niggas still wearing skinny jeans and shit, bright colors and stuff. That stuff is from PR Corey. That come from PR Langston, PR Julian, PR Spotlight. You had all of them, was the Rangers back then, bro. I had fun through dancing, bro, listening to music, creating music and shit like that. But the music that I like to create, my niggas ain't on no, bro. They ain't niggas that I used to kick it with. They not on that shit, bro. Niggas still doing the same thing. It's all about the hood. It's all about, this and that. Ain't with that, bro. I've graduated beyond that, and a lot of y'all judge me just because I ain't, and y'all look at it like it's not real. Nigga, you stand stuck in a hole. I'm not gonna let nothing keep me stuck in a hole because I see beyond this shit, bro. I see what we really supposed to be and what we could be, opposed to seeing us for where we at and where we just gonna stay. I see it as much realer of a man to break away from the grain and not continue the same cycle that other people been on just because they feel like that's fun or that it's real. Now, when I talk about the stars and everything, bro, I mention that because a lot of y'all ain't realize it, bro. We all talking about TVs, these phones and stuff that we use, man. They study nature. Where in nature can you find that type of technology to create that technology? You only got human beings and their thoughts, and you also what's the closest thing to that God created to digital on this world that we can look at? What's the closest thing to it that we can find? Because it ain't here on this ground besides crystals themselves. But the closest thing to something digital, that's the skies above. Every person that's living in this world, that's why I'm telling y'all numbers is so important, because every star is like a number. The first star was literally like a number. The next star that came, that was a number. Star, planet, what organism, macro organism, that size, planetary, whatever you want to call it, organism. That it was the first number of creation, being 0 or 1. All right, man. So at the end of the day, what you looking at up there in the sky, man, y'all ever thought about witches and crystal balls and stuff like that? They can look, a lot of these cartoons and stuff be giving certain depictions of them looking into a crystal ball, looking into a person's life, seeing fortunes. I just showed y'all about fortune tellers, the 45-degree aspect with that. China and their compass, their first compass was magnetized to the south. Flat earthers don't want to talk about that. All this want to be talked about is south is north. It's just, y'all ain't getting it, bro. Y'all ain't getting it. You're not getting it. But these aspects of what we seeing, looking up into the sky. That's our mind. The chakras, crown. That's your mind up there. Crystal balls looking into a person's thoughts. That's your mind up there, bro. Start. I've been saying that. I'm glad niggas now that they saying it, y'all hearing y'all favorite person say it. Now start. I've been telling y'all that. And I also said that when you add the T at the end of star, that's the cross. The T. Start. I've been telling y'all start. Storage. Bro, you can go back. That was last year around this time, bro. Star forts and all of that stuff. Yes, I've been saying that. I just mentioned the whole phones and the screens aspect, the digital aspect for a reason, because your mind, bro. When you flipping the channels on the TV and you see that static, don't it look familiar? Really think about what I'm saying, bro. We all is a channel, man. You ever heard of channeling energy? We all are a channel. A lot of people know this. And they keep information deeper than what I'm saying, which is the core information from people. Somebody's hacked into my channel and they judge me because of what they've seen. Yeah. Yeah. Your mind is a channel. Remember when they said the Christ coming back? Remember when I showed you 45 said Christ coming back? The return of a second Messiah. You can't judge nobody on this earth for where they at. You can only judge them for where they're trying to go. Just because you see a person as they is, that don't mean that's how they gonna end. You judge somebody for how they finish, not how they go through and get to where they get. I went through the real. We ain't ever alone. Some of us. I'm not. We not ever alone. Some of us. That you look at up there in that sky, man. That's why when you built or I say built, that's really what it is. But when you're made and you're born in a certain constellation, that's all time right there. That's why when you talk about time and everything, that's why it looks exactly like the symbol that I drop in my stuff that I've been. You lay it on top of my stuff and see what it says. It's the same exact geometry. You think they got an emoji right there for just no reason that look exactly like what I created? The great architect of the universe. The universe is all based on time and magnetism. I've already shown where a lot of y'all sitting up here talking about the cube of Saturn, cube of Satan. I don't even like to say the name. I'm at the point in my life of where I'm even done. I'm really at a point in my life of where I don't want to talk. I don't even want to talk no more. That's how I feel. That's why I'm making this video, because I'm at that point in my life, man. What I'm drawing out and what I am expressing, what I have expressed has been so real. And it just hurt my soul, man. If another person came out here and said the exact same thing that people favoritize, they'll clap and jump for joy like they created it. And that's fucked up. all because they hating on one person. Like I'm not worthy of it. Like I'm not worthy of the knowledge that came from me. Who the fuck said that you supposed to be able to judge me? And I'm trying to stop cussing. I ain't got nothing to lose, bro. I'm telling you, man. That's why I'm staying away from people, because I don't want to make the wrong move, man. I don't ever want them. It's not in my heart to harm nobody, bro. But I'm at the point, bro. If people did not understand, man, I ain't got nothing to lose, bro. That's why I'm done. Because what I've been saying is so real, bro. And it's to the point of where people gonna drive me crazy. Because if another human being came out here and said the exact same shit that I've been saying, it's jump for joy. A lot of y'all ain't speaking to me unless you and that other person chat. When meanwhile, I got my own channel. And you know it. You hear what I complain about and you don't even show it. You'll go and show it in somebody else's chat, though. Niggas want to be me at the end of the day. Niggas always been jealous of me all my life because I could draw, because I could do this, everything, and because I could pick up on certain stuff, because I was smart, because I could pick up on certain stuff and do it easy. And it pissed people the fuck off because they got the work to do certain shit. And I can just do it with ease. All I do is come around. I can just absorb I just absorb. I'm gonna pick up on it and I can do it. I'm gonna pick up on it and I get better than what I was than the perceived master. And it pissed people the fuck off. It pisses them off. And they can't battle. It ain't like they can battle with it. That's the thing. It ain't like they can battle with it. That's why you don't see nobody debating me on my work, bro, and the validity of it. Can't nobody come over here and say it don't mean nothing. The discovery don't mean nothing. You showing how dumb your ass is if you even saying that at this point. That's real talk. You's a dumb dunce, bro. If you like, I proved where 45 degrees got 369 beat out the ass, bro. Yeah, you add any three numbers up, they're gonna be 369 consistently. But guess what happened when you add all of the numbers up, nigga? That's the family, the universe, united verses. What's the verses? What's the opposite of a number? That was one of the most important questions I asked in the past. One person tried to say letters is the opposite of numbers. No, because letters are, that's why I just did recent streams, which people looked over, got 0 likes, but niggas watched the videos. Same niggas will go speak to me in somebody else chat. But you watching the videos and you don't even like the content. Niggas won't even voice their fucking problem with me. What the fuck y'all problem is, bruh? I don't want to hear is your tone. I done heard niggas talk to y'all way more relentless. Niggas done got on some street shit with y'all. They talked about killing y'all and all type of stuff. And y'all get back on here smiling and being buddy. What the fuck y'all problem is with me that y'all can't even voice? Niggas can't even voice the shit. And you wonder why I say what I say, bruh. Because it's a whole spiritual thing. I don't see myself as no God or above nobody, bro. But y'all just don't even understand what y'all awakening, bro. It's all part of it. It's all part of it. It's part of the destiny, bro. And y'all don't understand. Your hatred only gonna make stuff even more amplified. That's all that it's gonna do. The opposite of a number, like I was saying, the opposite of a number would be what? Shit, I know that's the one thing, because that question stemmed from when people was talking on the panel and they was saying, what is the they were saying that everything in this world has an opposite. Well, PR Corey usually be that one that I think people usually pick up on that. He think he's so smart. He think he know everything. Every time he always got an answer. Well, guess what? Y'all favorite person always got an answer. Some people consider him the master teacher. He always got an answer. It's just something in common both of us got. And hey, some common people clash because one person feel like they better than the next. I don't feel like nothing about me being better on nothing. I know what I'm better than one person at. I could tell the next person what I know what they better than me at. I can tell the next person that I know what they better than me at. I can admit where somebody got me at, man. But it pissed people off that more so on the board, it's more so where I got another person beat and they can't even fuck with me at all. On an artistic level. That's just one level. For me to be young, and people pick up that too. If I'm at this age, people used to always say that when you was younger. That's why I say when you get older, and if I had a son, man, I'm telling you, a lot of y'all niggas nosy on that. Yeah, I'm just gonna toss a little hint on that. Y'all niggas stupid. Y'all niggas dumb. At the end of the day, man, talk about dick police. At the end of the day, boy, I forgot what I was getting ready to say, but it wasn't. Oh, I need to plug this up too because I don't need it to die. Where is it? This ain't a game. Hold on, bro. About to say, cool. This ain't a game, bro. Like I'm serious on like. Like niggas think I'm playing out here or something, man. I'm done with everything, man. I'm still working on my project. I'm still getting it done. I'm coming to terminal points with it. To be, as a matter of fact, not finished, but I'm talking about the border, all of the numbers and everything for the outside. It's just to a point where I'm not. To get back to the point of what I was saying, if I could even pick up where I was at, I'm not feeding into negativity. I'm not being negative. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just at a point in my life where I'm tired of everything and everybody, bro. And niggas and they bullshit. And that's what I was saying close to that track, come back to think about it. Niggas realize how good you is at what you do. You pick up on stuff and you do stuff with ease. Niggas pick up on that. I ain't even talking about the teachers and stuff. I'm talking about people around because they can't get on there and do what you doing. When I get on there, man, if I got on there, bro, I got a project that could take up most people whole living room floor. Your whole bedroom floor, one project alone is taking up somebody's whole floor. A nigga can't call me lazy. That's one thing a nigga can't call, because once you see this shit, man, you see how long this shit really took. The time that I've done it in, it would have took most people, they would have made errors. It would not look as precise as mine does. Because to the microscope, I mean, the thing is, I'm talented with it. It ain't just the knowledge that I had the talent to, both of them is balanced. That's actually showing a balance on both sides of the brain. Creatively, I can create what I need to create with the right side of the brain. Left side, my logical side, is me. The male side is knowing how to build something, knowing how something is supposed. And then I'm expressing that right side of the brain again with the subconscious creation of what I've done, because everything that I've done is from the subconscious. Intuition, instinct. No direct communication from anybody, anything at all. And the time that I did have a direct communication with something that was foreign from this world, it was regarding my neurons. And I can't remember what happened. I don't know what that was about, but it was weird. All I remember is it's his neurons. That's all I remember. I don't period. But anyway, yeah, man, spiritually, I just everything is spirit, spiral, the Milky Way galaxy. When you look up there in the sky, your mind, everything is connected up there. That's why when you're born in a certain zodiac, a certain point in time, that's why it has to deal with your personality. All of that stuff ties in. So yes, astrology / astronomy. Yes, some people say that the stuff ain't believable or real, and that all of it ain't made up. It's a reason for everything. Some stuff just gets pushed on beyond its reasoning. Yeah, but it's always with certain stuff like that is truth within. I'm a Cancer, man. Cancer is the complete opposite of what they said so-called the Christ was. Okay, complete opposite zodiac. I also show where Cancer is the keystone, but it's also the most motherly at all of them. They depict this God or Jesus as a male with feminine aspects. How would you be able to express that besides how would you be able to express that without artistically doing it like that? Like people see it. How would you be able to express a male with feminine aspects to him without doing that? If you were drawing something, the only drawing or sculpting something, the only way you can express that this certain entity or man would have feminine traits to him as well is through giving them feminine traits. Besides that, you have to just draw a regular man and exactly how he is without adding so-called feminine traits that ain't there on no real man. And you would have to say he had these feminine traits of love, compassion, or whatever the case may be. Whatever, I don't know. Because that's what comes with all of those godly aspects, the male figures. So what I'm getting at and what I'm saying is that there's no way to or artistically draw out the divine feminine besides drawing out something feminine, creating something feminine. Besides astrologically explaining it like that. The Cancer is the most feminine aspect of all of the zodiacs. And it just so happens to be, I was born on the full moon too. Born on a full moon and a Cancer. Having feminine traits. Women is crazy. That's what I will tell you, man. Women, shit, living all this life. Women is crazy. So crazy, yeah, I can say, yeah, I can agree with. But man, all of the weird gay stuff, man. And I know that some people will be offended by that. That alone, especially in this day, that lets you know somebody ain't with that shit. If you even say it, because so many people, I mean, straight men these days is scared to say even what I just said. I'm just being honest. Straight men, and it ain't used to be like that. Shit crazy. Straight men scared to say exactly word for word what I just said or anything close to it. The shit is, and even saying it like that is disrespectful to some people. It's, man, I'm not. I'm just being real, man. Certain stuff is just, I'm not with it. I'm just not. Now, it's no hatred or anything towards anybody at all. It's just certain stuff that's based on a common sense aspect. I come from a very logical aspect. That's all I'm saying. It's, you know, it's just it don't make sense, man. 0 and 0 make 0. Okay. 0 and 0 make 0. So a woman and a woman can't produce together and make no kid. And a man, man, look, bro, we ain't even getting into that. It's just certain stuff that I just ain't on the same page with, bro. And I ain't gonna let, just because the law of the land says that certain stuff is, or this is the way that it should be, that don't mean that I'm just gonna rock with. That don't mean that I'm just gonna submit to that. Weed is the law of the land of being illegal. It was for the longest, but if y'all ain't see what reality is, it wouldn't be where it's at right now. So y'all now want to complain about the world being deteriorating into what it is, and certain stuff being put on TV in front of y'all kids, and then y'all want to complain about it, but y'all want to support it at the same time and not do nothing, not want to do nothing to come on now. It don't make sense. How you gonna complain about it just don't make sense, bro. The world is just, and that's why I say I'm done, bro. I realize I'm on a different level than where most people is at. You might see me in a person chat from time to time, but as far as coming over here, even on my own shit, bro, I shouldn't have to put that I'm done or a goodbye within the title for people to actually feed into something when I'm coming up here with knowledge every single time and ain't even talking about, even though it's 45 degrees related, because that's what the channel's name is. It's supposed to be. Nobody, I mean, come on, ain't nobody else talking about a 45-degree angle specifically, even on YouTube. It's my own, it's called having your own lane. It's almost like, niggas is mad because they ain't got no lane of their own. Because the same niggas who sit up and do what they do, they ain't even producing no type of content of their own. But a hate on me, not like it's haters, bro. It's straight up, and I ain't got time for it, and I ain't playing with niggas, bro. I'm not. I don't have anything to lose, bro. I literally don't. I'm at the very lowest point of spirituality in my life. The root chakra I was talking about, y'all, climbing up, but at the same time, I'm at the highest. Because the root and the crown, it's all tied, bro. Seeing reflections of what I'm about to be. I'm already knowing, bro. It's right in front of y'all face. It's right in front of y'all face, bro. Look. Y'all talking about time travel, the Matrix. This is the Nazca Estrella. A Matrix, bro. It's a Matrix, bro. Y'all looking at it in front of y'all face, man. An architectural blueprint to build ancient monuments. The ley lines, all of this stuff goes together. Energy, bro. Time traveling, all of that, dude. That's why I just told y'all that the Great Pyramid, within my recent video, I said the Great Pyramid looked like a fortune teller from the front. Fortune telling, at the end of the day, has to deal with telling time of the future. Divination, basically. That's basically what it is. That's what the Great Pyramid is. That's what I told y'all I've come to terms with it being. Most people want to say free energy and stuff like that. I'm not really leaning towards that. I got certain, and I'm not saying that it didn't give off energy. Yes, I do. But I'm saying I don't think that was the sole purpose. I think that the very sole purpose of the Great Pyramids was a time traveling machine. I'm just being real. The reason why I'm stemming away from it just being free energy based on deductive skills It's just look at the fact that it ain't the only pyramid there. It's other pyramids around it. So what are they? What do they have to do with the free energy and everything like that? It's other pyramids that's built just as big that's right there, but the same thing ain't being talked about those pyramids. So I don't just stop at free energy disk. This stuff all had to do. That's why when you go into the pyramids, it's an episode on Dragon Ball Z that even reminded me of the pyramids. I was watching Dragon Ball, actually. It was Dragon Ball. I went through and for a root chakra, because that was something this was around my root chakra video when I made that. This is an exercise for people who are trying to connect to their root chakra or travel through their chakra. Some people might want to do it fast and stuff like that. I feel like it's more fun and better actually for somebody to do it fast, to be honest, or at least try to, at least what I'm saying. Once you realize what your chakras and everything emotionally have to tie to and everything like that, you'll get what I'm doing. I'm just elongating it year by year because what I'm doing is artistically expressing. Where I can look back at what every single chakra and the art that I, have created from it. It's like a book. But at the end of the day, an exercise that I did for my root chakra was to go through and watch stuff that I was connected to as a child. That's how you open your heart, because the root chakra, what is the complementary of the root chakra? The complementary of the root chakra is not the crown chakra, it's the heart chakra. The reason why is because the color red is the root chakra. Okay. The complementary color of red, this all deals with the rainbow. That's why the chakras and yes, all of this matters. That's why I told you I've already drawn this out. Like I got a chakra diagram built off of my work, and the numbers for the root chakra are the exact opposite. They go the exact opposite way in the heart chakra. Green is the complementary color of red. Okay, so your root chakra, it's a reason why when you connect to your root chakra, you're going to by default be connected to your heart chakra as well. By default. Because your heart chakra is connected directly to your childhood. That's where you started. Start. Your heart. Start. That's the start of everything. That beat. All right, man. So at the end of the day, your root chakra is connected to your heart. All of them is connected, regardless, either way. But intensely complementary is what I'm getting at with that right there. So I went back and watched Dragon Ball, and within that video, they was talking about, not talking about it, but it was Korin's Tower. The episode of Korin's Tower. This was when Goku went to Korin's Tower, and he was trying to drink the sacred water. Because I always saw a lot of connection between me and Goku. I started off with Dragon Ball Z. I didn't watch the full Dragon Ball as much as I've been into Dragon Ball. The whole franchise. I never watched every single episode of Dragon Ball. The first set without the Z, Dragon Ball. I never watched Dragon Ball until the age that I am now. I had never watched every single episode. I only watched the episodes that they allowed me to on TV, because they would show you didn't have on demand and all of that stuff that, like today. You couldn't choose what you wanted to watch. So I took upon it and I watched every single episode as a root chakra awakening type of thing. Just because girls gonna connect to what they connect to as young girls, and boys is gonna connect to what they connect to as young boys. When I was a young boy, I was real big in what a child connects to. The seed you're gonna see in a child, what little bitty parts of what they're gonna grow into when they become an adult. You're gonna see little parts of it. If he gonna be a angry, but some things do change. That's the thing about this world. Things that you go through, and that's part of what this life is about. Changing, man. That's why you can't judge nobody for where they at in most contexts. That's what I'm trying to get y'all ass to realize. Because what I realize is that this life is about changing. It's not about just staying the same. It's about realizing the stuff that need to be changed, man. You just got to be able to admit it. So y'all are judge. That's why I just said what I just said about gay people. Like, I ain't But I realize what needs to be changed, because other people sit up and complain about the shit and what putting it in front of the kids and shit, like, but they don't want to do nothing to change. And really, it's a mental disorder. Any type of sexuality that's not productive is a mental disorder. That's just common sense. People just want to sugarcoat it and stuff. It's just straight up. A dick in a butthole don't make no type of organism. It doesn't. Now, if a man and woman do that, that's a that. I mean, that's contact between the man and the woman. If they choose to do that, man, that's their business and everything. If they freaky like that, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, but man, 0 and 0 on their end. That's a reason that you can't make no child with that either. A man and a man, it don't go either way. So why push it in front of the kid? If it's not productive, it's not good. We see where it's leading society. So that's why I say I don't judge people for where they at, man, because I realize that this world is about changing. It's just about you realizing that you got to admit it first. And if you don't want to change, okay, well, this earth that you dislike is your home, because you're going to keep on coming back into a new body or whatever environment it is, placement that God put you in, until you are clear to where your soul is clear to where it needs to be, to have freedom. Until then, you still got a lesson need to be learned. That's why I'm going through and clearing myself over time, letting that wringing the towel out. That way I ain't got, man. So I went back and watched Dragon Ball Z, man, and at the end of the day, Dragon Ball, in the Corins Towers episode, it was some buckets of water, some buckets that just had lids on them, actually. Some buckets that had lids. One of the lids was taken off by Goku. And when he looked into the water, it was like a mirror and it reflected back at him. This is the same type of thing that I thought of when I think about the Great Pyramids. That's what I'm all talking about, time traveling and stuff. The Great Pyramids has a box within it, basically, and people mistake it as a coffin and stuff like that. But I was thinking about that in time travel of some sort. And I remember when Goku went inside of that thing, and Freemasons have a chamber of reflection, different stuff like this. They very connected to pyramids and stuff like that. They got something called a chamber of reflection. That's what that kind of reminds me of in the pyramids that I just mentioned as well, for certain reasons. It don't have all of the artifacts that's in there, but for certain reasons, I just mentioned that. And basically, when Goku saw that reflection of himself in that water, he basically saw his whole life. He basically saw his whole life. He saw a fortune telling of his whole life, glimpses of what his future would be like. He also saw his past. But he went into that water. He ended up falling into the bucket. And he ended up fighting his demons, basically fighting a demon down there. And that demon down there that he fought in this icy world, it was in an icy world. That's the thing about it. So when y'all talk about the North Pole and ice, I thought about that too. Because think about how Superman as well started to get his powers. He went through an icy place, a cold place, where the Krypton, the North Pole, or whatever. I can't remember exactly. I've been so long since I watched that. But anyways, Goku, this is where he really got his powers from. his super, where he really really, sparked off and became strong. He saw something down that was demonic, like that he had to battle at mind. He was battling his own mind, basically. He was seeing stuff in his mind, seeing people even in his mind that he loved, but he knew that they wasn't that way. So he was fighting stuff, and that's fighting the demons, basically, inside of one's mind. He made the right choices, and his heart was being judged through this whole process. And Corran told him this. Corran is the cat. Corran told him, at the end of the day, you're gonna be judged. So this is why when people hear you talk about Dragon Ball, some people look at it like, oh, he a little boy. Man, look, bro. Niggas is dumb, man. So, man, goodness. But I'm discovering shit that y'all so-called men ain't discovered. Dumbasses. Look, Dragon Ball at the end of the day, man, if you man enough to even sit down and have the time to watch it, the only thing I didn't like within Dragon Ball is the fact that they drew them little boys naked like that. They didn't have to draw them private part, and it was supposed to be an adult show at first. I didn't like the fact that they drew that like that. That really made me, uncomfortable right there. I didn't like that they did that. But Dragon Ball is a very spiritual franchise of anime. That's where Goku started to learn to meditate after he came from Corran's tower, because Corran's tower is right below Kami's tower, Kami's lookout. Kami is the guardian of the earth. This all seemed very Freemasonic as well. It was some ties to it that seemed Freemasonic, a lot of it. Even the episodes that certain stuff happened, because I think the episode I was just talking about was episode 30, 33 or something, or 32 or 33. Now 32, that all deals with freezing, and if that was the episode 32 that I just mentioned, that's crazy. That's something else. Man, that's crazy, because 32 to 33 degree Freemason. Man, that's just crazy. But Dragon Ball itself was a very spiritual cartoon. He fortune told on his own life, and everything that was said, that was shown, it ended up coming true. That's what was shown through the whole essence of Dragon Ball Z and his whole being. I just mentioned all of that because that's what I'm going through in my life. That's what I realized the Great Pyramid was. It was a fortune telling slash time travel. It's a reason that y'all see that these ancient people drew stuff that it's just, and it's like they could see into the future, into where we're at, because they could. So if they created something back then that could see, just like Sanchez has said, that was amazing and great what he said. He teach people stuff like that, stuff that people don't see. It's certain stuff that I'll be, through my work, I'm subconsciously already knowing. It's just once he say it, boom. That's what I already been showing. I just ain't said it in them exact words. And what he said specifically about time traveling is, if you created a time traveling machine in a certain point in time, something like basically, I'm going to sum it like this. If you create a door on one end to somewhere, you got to have a door on a exit, basically. The exit going to lead to somewhere, period. So if you create a time travel machine, which is an opening, a door, a portal to some, okay, you're going to have an exit somewhere. So the exit of the time traveling machine, which would be it's already here. They just ain't telling us where it's at, which, but it's been expressed, the CERN, all of that type of stuff. Yeah, people been talking about that. That's why I told y'all, but CERN, you can see the 45 degrees aspect right there. That's why I've been showing y'all that, man. It's always gonna come back down to the 45 degrees aspect, and with the Hindu slash the cosmology of the Buddhists that y'all be showing, That right there looks like it with the CERN stuff and the time traveling, because at the end of the day, this underlying geometry is the geometry of the universe. And the 45 degrees, what I've drawn out, it all, that 12 count all comes from that. It's all about how you cut up the pie. But it just so happens that whenever you cut up a pie evenly and congruently, symmetrically, like nature, like the creator created, when y'all say that everything has an opposite, these opposites in nature, yeah, usually they're not perfect, but they're usually exact mirrors of one another. So whenever you cut up a circle, that's why all of that 4 and 5, that stuff comes back to being very important. Because when you cut 360 in half and create a straight line, you're going to create a mirror, two halves, 180 degrees. I just showed you within the center of this, the center of these all come in on my diagram. All the center of these all come in. This is the number 1 and 8 that y'all see these dots on my diagram. If it wasn't for my work, the time that you would not, it's like I'm creating a time traveling machine through my art. That's what y'all ain't getting, man. I'm creating the architectural blueprint of a time traveling machine. And if I just, what did I just say? See, it's all making sense. I'm realizing shit. And that's showing that I'm on point. Oh man, I got tears. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I got tears. Yeah, I'm on point. Okay, so I'm hearing myself. If this is a time, and I'm expressing that this is dealing with time traveling. If I've been saying this whole time that this is a blueprint for a great pyramid, for a pyramid to be built, and if I just said that the Great Pyramid, in my view, from what I'm experiencing, is not really more so a free energy device, it's a time traveling thing, a fortune telling / time traveling device, machine. Think about what I just said. Think about what I just said, bro. That would mean that the pyramid is going. It's exactly. It would deal with time traveling, bro. Look, bro. In order for them to leave the earth, they could, because catastrophe awaits the earth. That's all that I know. Catastrophe, some type of catastrophe. Stuff ain't gonna be good. It's only stuff sunshine don't last forever. You got to prepare for a storm in your time of sunshine. Play later. That's what you do when a storm passes, which we've been through a storm in the past. Y'all talk about mud floods. Y'all talk about all of these different things, a possibility, but we know that we've been through some type of storm, catastrophe. Stuff ain't always been good on the earth. Something gonna happen at some time, and I ain't speaking anything negative into existence. If anything, I'm speaking from a point of optimism and wisdom. When as soon as as a storm pass over, you start to fix everything. You fix everything and you prepare for the next storm so that when that come, you'll be straight. And you can play once you're done and you got everything fixed up. That's why I ain't been playing. See, y'all sitting up here playing, some of y'all. I ain't playing at all. I'm working, man. I'm gonna have my playtime later where y'all sitting up, a lot of y'all hurting. And a lot of people who acted like they ain't see me probably might end up needing somebody like me down the line. You never know. It's funny how stuff in this world work, bro. I can tell you that. It's a lot of stuff in this life I said never in my life. The opposite, bro. I'm telling you, man. It's funny how stuff in this world works out. It truly is. But what I would be, it's a time traveling machine. And what I'm getting at is with NASA, being that they saying that the future we ain't gonna be habitable, a habitat for humans to be able to live in. That's why they coming with all the technology they coming with. It makes sense, bro. They talking about leaving the earth. Okay, instead of leaving the earth, if you didn't leave the earth, the only other way that you could exit is through time travel. Traveling to a point in time where things is not bad. If you can pick a point in time in earth where it's not bad and go to it, then you just escaped catastrophe because you go through that portal into a better time and voila. The only thing is, what I'm talking about, a lot of people speculate that it ain't real. But once you know enough about science and you listen to brothers as wise like Sanchez, and I ain't putting myself below him by or see, but mentioning myself next, but it's just a fucking fact through what I'm saying. And listen to niggas like me. Then you understand it more that it's possible. Not just possible, but it's real, and it explains everything that we're looking at and seeing. And it's going on to this day, and the secrets and everything. Come on now. A lot of this stuff can be understood by knowing the human anatomy. The brain and all of that, bro. This stuff ain't a joke, bro. So that's why I'm saying, man, it's crazy, bro. This right here got to deal with time traveling, bro. That's why I told y'all this is a map. The stars is a map of the bro. And this is a celestial map. Only I have and know where it's going. The last part I'm going to end on, especially since this right here is got this right here, because it reminds me. I was thinking about the aspect of when I took a picture of this and it shows up, you know, the phones, they'll pick up, the AI will tell you what something is when you take a picture of it. It tells me that this is a simulation, a game, and a map. So at the end, so think about what they say about our world and what only way you could time travel through something and to a specific point as if it's guaranteed to be there is if it's a simulation and it's destined to be, and destiny is already written and you flipping through the pages of a book. Because anytime that you write a book, is always, in most cases, it's going to have one component to it, or three components that come together and function as one. It's going to have a past, present, and a future. For most books that you read, that's the pattern with books. And that in itself is recording of time. Events happening within a certain sector of points, 2 points. The present is all of that that's happening within it. When you are in the present reading, that's exactly what we are right now. We are reading our life. We in the present right now. The only thing is, I be on here talking about I've went through some stuff. If they created a religion that is supposed to think about it, because it's all twisted, but don't nobody got no love for me to know where I'm coming from, bro. Because what I'm doing is something that's so impactful and history breaking, bro. What I'm telling you about, man, because the doors it opens like a universe. That's why it's fitting into everything universally. I've been thinking about the Bible and what I've been saying, bro, the linkage between me and, you know, Jesus, like I've been talking about. And it's hard for me to understand some things because y'all sit up and say stuff like y'all say about, you know, the Antichrist and Christ being the same thing and everything like that. And I ain't going against it as far as that, because you show things that make exact sense. But as well, these things they still line up with myself scarily. Think about what the Bible says. It says when he returns, it'll be a number, a man with a number of a number. Now they'll tell you a certain number, but who says it has to be that number? Maybe that's an encrypted version of the number that I'm coming with a number that ain't nobody talked about. Okay. Whew, man. It's crazy. And that goes into the beast when people, and then your favorite teacher will talk about that. He's of a certain number in the beast computer. And then they show the beast computer and it looks exactly like what I've shown with my work. The symbol that I dropped, it looks just like it. We're talking about a simulated reality. We're talking about time travel. It also talks in there about that person coming and having and explaining science and stuff like that, gifts that nobody else has ever done, that even scientists could not go against. That's exactly what I've been saying and doing. Then you have Christ, who created his own cross, or not create, but carried his own cross. Here I am building my own cross. This is a cross that they call this the sun, star, and they literally call this right here the sun, star, and cross. What is Christ? The sun. They call this literally the Nazca Sun. They got several different names for it. Some call it the Matrix. But if I type in Nazca Sun, see, it's already there. Sun, star, and cross. That's exactly what you're going to see. The Nazca Sun, star, and cross. Time traveling, man. This is a message from the past. And one way that you would be able to identify a certain person is through a symbol. That's how you could identify somebody. I'm not saying that I'm the Christ or nothing like that, bro, but I'm saying that it does make sense that if they would create a religion to where they would make it to, if they had certain aspects or gained access to this knowledge and everything and could see into the future, they would know that somebody is coming, and they would create a secret society about knowing who this person is. Knowing that, or no, even if they don't know the person, they know what time frame and what range they're gonna come in. They just know to be expecting. So they on the lookout, all seeing eye. Therefore, being that they have this knowledge and gnosis, so-called white people who came, you know, and because if our ancestors are the ones who did this of our type, created most of this knowledge and hacked and figured out how to do most of this stuff, and they took advantage of this, these certain people. And they created a religion to keep you away. When they talk about the Buddha, Sanchez had that show going. That I wasn't just in his chat trolling, man. They talked about the Buddha coming back with a diamond. That's exactly what I'm drawing out, a diamond, a diamond with a cross in it. And I told people the main thing that makes it what it is the 1 and the 8 and the 9 and the 0 that make a cross, the X in the center, straight up, the 45-degree X. That's what makes my work stand out, and nobody did it ever before. Even the 0 through 9 pyramid, nobody had did it, but that X, that just, it's divine. Nobody had did it before. So there's similarities right there between Jesus and I, beyond what I already shown in my recent videos, as far as that cross. Another thing I was thinking about is games like this. When I just mentioned that it's a game, that's why I was telling y'all about certain board games, simulation, reality, board games, our reality. This is a game called Trouble. I was telling y'all in previous episodes that it's certain games out here that people play. If you just look at them, it's based on a cosmology. Y'all will repeat that other people have said that basketball courts, if you look at them, they like magnetism. It's basically a cosmology. Football is a cosmology. You ain't never heard nobody really go in on the board games and stuff like that. Most of this game, I mean, think about games itself. Games have to be reflective of the cosmology. They're going to reveal it. That's why with this whole virtual reality and stuff like that, whatever, look, the virtual reality is revealing what the reality is in the first place. When they create a virtual reality and they have to overlay it over this one, is it going to be based on curvature? Because if it's not, and it's just built on a full plane, the whole virtual context of it is built on a full grid plane of perspective and never incorporated any curvature as an overlay to this reality, which is what they created literally or have already created. That's revealing what the true cosmology or shape of the earth is right there. If you really think about what I just said, it's like putting a net over something. It reveals what it is, the shape of it. So man, but these games that you play, most of them, they incorporate the elements. That's the 4 elements that I would use right there, the 5 elements. Because the black color that y'all see me using, that's the incorporation of the lightning, ether, magnetism, and all of that is the black. The other primary elements you see right there. But what do you see as far as the cosmology aspect. Y'all can see that dome right there, and you got the dice. The two dice in the center usually, or one dice that you have in the center. It tells you how many places to move. This stuff, and it's usually representative of people, and they all have to make it back to the center. It's all about going back to the center. So I mean, this stuff is really reflective of cosmology. But hey, it's just a kid's game. It's a lot of stuff when you pay attention to it, bro. It's deeper possibly than what people think it is. If people just quit thinking like they're so too good for something or too above something. NASCAR is NASA. Look at NASCAR numbers. I mean, NASA and the numbers I've been drawing out. That's trouble. What was the other one? You got trouble. They might have it, one of them up here. But that's amazing. This looks just like my work too. I mean, it got the X in the center, 45 degrees on the square. It looks just like it, just about. Quite amazing, man. That diamond in the center and everything. But 50, the number 50/5 is still the center number on my work. That's what people don't get. 4.5 is and 50. It's showing you the reflection of both of them. That's what I was going to show earlier and pull up my drive. I'm trying to think of that other game name, man. What was the name of it? Trouble and golly, what, man? I know it ain't. I don't think it's home. I don't think it's home or nothing like that. They might have it at the bottom. Suggestion at the bottom. Sorry, there it is. Yep, sorry. It's a reason I'm pulling up the two. This one more so is built like the it's also dealing with the elements. That's why I wanted to show us that it's dealing with the elements. It's a continuum of this same thing, dealing with the elements for these games, these board games, and they do this for a reason. The same reason just so happens to be that I'm using it in with them because this board is symbolic of the board that we're living on. Circuit board, this energy board. This right here, what do you see with this? You see an X right there, just like my work at 45 degrees. And then what do you see with Sorry, with their boards? Some of them have great art. I mean, they have different artistic layouts that they create, I guess, over time. Different blueprints. But the continuum of it is this. That's what that is. That's exactly what that is right there. This right here was also, this got to deal with the time traveling and stuff. Not on no Nazi stuff. I'm talking about Hindi, this right here. And that's where Hitler got his gnosis from for time traveling, and everything that he created was these people. That's a fact. They call us Indian. A lot of us call ourselves Indians for whatever reason over here on this land. A lot of us feel good with calling ourselves Indians. Man, I'm telling you, bro, what I'm doing and what the plans that I got is like no other, man. All people could do was hate for no reason. People been trying to run me off of the map and everything, but I ain't running it. Believe me, man, this is just the internet. This is just the internet, man. If you think you saw the last of me, man, you ain't even seen the half of me. That's real talk. That's real talk. You ain't even seen the half of me yet. I'm just tired of dealing with y'all on here. It's too much fake energy and everything. Can't nobody sit up and say that I'm fake, man, because at the end of the day, if I got a problem with somebody, I'm going to voice it. I stay away from doing certain stuff, man, because I feel like people be trying to make people look bad. They be trying to make you mad, get on here and make you act and look a certain type of way when you get on people's stuff and try to judge you for it at the end of the day. I ain't got time for that. At the end of the day, and people, when it comes to shout outs and stuff like that, it's been about the shout outs to a degree, but it's just all about the way that somebody does it. That's all I'm saying. Like I said, I appreciate the shout out that was recently given to me. I strongly do. All I'm saying is, like the treatment, you can feel the difference in the energy and how one treats one person compared to everybody else and that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's hatred at the end of the day. It's no other way. Whenever you don't present, that's what hatred is, bro. When you don't have any reason that you can provide that you dislike a person, you just dislike them. It ain't got no reason to deal with energy or nothing like that, bro. Because number one, y'all ain't with me in person. Number one, we ain't with each other in person. So y'all can't feel my energy. You can only hear my voice, bro. You can only hear my voice. And what I'm saying is exactly what I be talking about. You can't say it's my energy, because if another man come out here and say the exact same thing of favoritism in your eyes, which really is a gay type of thing, if it changed, if it take the certain man that says it to make you really gravitate towards it and admit that it's some deep and admit that it's right, oh boy, that's gay. That's semi-gay. That's gay in itself, to be honest. Let's be real. That's kind of gay within itself if you judging what man the truth come from. Favoritism on what man the truth come from. He ain't say it right. I like it how he said it. That's gay. I'm just being honest, man. Like, let's be real here. Man, it's just crazy out here, man. And I ain't got time for it. I'm like, I ain't playing games with people. When I get on here, I be very serious with my work. It ain't time to play. I just showed y'all how it ain't time to play, because y'all gonna strongly regret it later. You gonna regret it when your kids ain't got nothing. It's all easy because this is all that y'all know. Y'all think it's a game whenever it's shipped. Y'all ain't never been through a Great Depression. Y'all have never, I haven't, but I have the heart open to realize that I ain't never been through nothing like that. And I know that I couldn't handle it. I would never want to experience anything like that. Famine and disease and all of that type of stuff. Everything halfway good right now, but imagine when your food ain't being supplied like it is. Everything ain't, tomorrow being the same way ain't guaranteed, man. Most of the food that we eating ain't even real. So at the end of the day, you get your stuff from head fit. Even though you might go to work and you get it handed to you. We don't grow nothing and do no work on our own, most of us. That's changing with me, though. The only reason, quite frankly, that I ain't never did it like that is because I ain't got my own shit like everybody else like that. That's the only thing that's held me back. Because I till my whole land almost, bruh. That's real talk. Till the whole land and put and grow. I ain't gonna say what else, but everything. Everything. Outdoor, indoor, no games playing, bro. Okay. That's what I'm letting people. Once I got great things coming, great plans. This art that I'm creating, you dumb if you think it. Look, even if it didn't hit millions, you have to have the mind to at least. I want y'all to at least, the people who look back on this last video, even if you have hated on me, you know that I'm talented. You know that once I show you how crisp my work is, how impeccable it is, you know that your ass likely couldn't do it. And if you could, even if you could, it'll take you way longer. And it probably still wouldn't be as great as mine. But I want you to think to yourself, at the least, after you've seen one of those blocks, think about how big this project is. Think about once it's simply plastered on and glued to a surface, a canvas, it's going to look that much more amazing. It's not impossible. It's just like drawing something on the canvas. It's more genius than it. And it's rare within art, and rarity is actually what creates demand. I might be the first person to start something that, hey, it's good to step outside of the water. It really is in the art world. This is already something that nobody's ever seen. So I'm saying what I'm saying to say, I want y'all to think at the least of how much my work in this project would start off from if you did it yourself. At the least, how much it's worth. I'm telling you right now, especially after it's done, after I've added my face, after you see what I do with the hair as the idea that I came up with, it, how it's going to tell the whole story of my life. You're going to see my hair from a profile, but the picture is so huge to where I don't have to really draw black hair. I came up with the idea to draw out from the bottom all the way up into the front of my hairline my whole life. Also, some little remnants of people building the pyramids, and it's going to be in this type of white people type of style, artistic Renaissance type of style, to where they're going to love it. Real talk. So when you see the creativity and not only that, the time, the size, the clarity, the talent that's went into this project, I want you to think to yourself how much you would charge for it, and how much you just, even if you didn't charge for it, how much you know in your heart, no matter how much you hate on somebody, how much it's worth. That money right there, even if it wasn't in the 45 millions, even if it wasn't even 4.5 million, if I even got 1 million, which is at the least, I'm telling you right now, based on what I know, at the least of what it would be worth, I can do whatever I need to in my life as far as investing and get into the next level. If you think that I'm going to be stupid and be dumb, and I've just been doing what I've been doing for no reason, it's just going to be a waste of time, you dumb. I'm just being real. Because you can't see reality. You damn sure can't argue with it. And if you think that you can and you choose not to, you're too pussy, because you'll get on anybody else's platform and argue with them. You can't argue with the 4.5, 45 degrees, this grid, none of this. You can't argue with any of this that I've been showing you and telling you within this whole video. I just actually, even within this video, if you got the mind to comprehend, because some of you just ain't at that level, no matter what degree you got, whether a school degree, whether a Masonic degree, whatever type of degree you got, man, some of y'all just ain't that level of comprehending what I'm saying to you. I just proved to y'all what I said with my own, that the pyramid is a time traveling machine. That's what it was. Certain people could go in there and do certain, yes. That's why it ain't no coffin up in there. That's why it didn't need no art within there, carvings and scripts. It didn't need. That's why within that, yes, the great period, yes, it makes a lot of sense when you sit down and you think about what I've said. And that what I'm drawing out is dealing with the whole grid of time in the first place, and how you know what point in time to go to, especially once you know the movements. Once you know the move, that's, man, y'all don't understand what's going on in front of y'all, bro. I'm promising y'all. These folks need a nigga like me alive doing what I'm doing, bro. And it's on paper. I drew out one symbol. And who would think that it would be this much? Because if you were the creator and you zoomed out of time, bro, because this whole thing, this geometry is what I've showed y'all. What does the word geometry mean? It means earth measurement. The square it encompasses is earth measurement. Geometry. The numbers that I've drawn out is measurement. This is a symbol of the earth. Let me see what the symbol of the earth. Symbol of the earth is a plus sign with a circle. What's the opposite of that? With a plus sign, with a square. That's exactly what it is. This circle is representative of the squaring of this. It's the same thing. The circling of the square, squaring of the circle, bro. It's the same thing. So if you switch this to a diamond or a square, it's going to be exactly the simplification of what I've been drawing out. This is the organ, the start, the star, Nazca Estrella star, what I'm drawing out the numbers is the start. Everything starts from what number? Zero. It starts at zero. What do cells look like? Oh man, bruh. Look, bruh, it's right there, bruh. It's right. That's exactly, bruh. Positive and negative, bruh. Splitting to be the exact same. It's exactly what my work is. The star, the start, the grid was here. Man, it's right there, bruh. The 9. Oh man, y'all don't understand what's going. The spark of a sperm and the egg, which is the 0 and the 9, the sperm. What does a sperm look like? Sperm. The sperm is the number 9. That looks just like the number. This is the number 9, bro. The number 9. Oh man, meeting the 0. 9 and 0. Look, bro, it is not a. This is not a game, bro. This like I'm laughing because this is it's simply amazing, bro. And if you don't get, I'm showing y'all the center of my work, bro. This is generated, bro. Oh my gosh, y'all don't understand what's going on. If you didn't exist to perceive the universe, technically nothing would exist because you didn't exist from your perspective. Okay. So this is the beginning of existence for you in this world. First, you have to realize, is the egg, does it have life, or is it the embodiment? Is that the aura? Is that the body that's built? Because if you ask me, the life is the sperm, which is the light. That's the moving organism that goes and travels to the egg. Facts, right? So when we talk about where life started, and we talk about micro, because we got to talk micro. Not, you can't just be simple-minded and think us. When the life really starts, it starts from a man, bro. That's why you see all that you see with the symbolism within these. That's the real reason. I'm not saying that everything comes from. I'm not saying that I'm not belittling women at all. Y'all not getting what I'm saying. You thinking so simple-minded if you're not comprehending what I'm saying to you. What does is the egg life? Is it alive or not? Because it's always shown that the life comes from the light, the movement, animation is being done with this egg. I mean, with this sperm. Just like in real life, the dominance and recessive. Recessive is receiving, which is what the egg is doing. It's receiving energy. It's receiving that, just like a woman usually does. She usually get dominated, and most time, she usually gets received. She usually receives, and the man usually dominates. That's usually how it goes. He do all of the movement and the action to attract. Now within different work, but we talking on a humane aspect. We can't mix in other animals and things like that because we also don't know, as far as all of this time the earth has been around, what organisms started, from the creator wholly. A lot of organisms could have been made in the past. A lot of things could be made. Let's be real. So, when it comes to using animals to reflect on it, yeah, because it's a lot of stuff as far as if you look at the switch, spiders, for instance, the black widow eats the male. It's bigger than the male, so people will see that as the most dominant. And I'm saying that stuff like that because that's stuff that when you talk about micro, you can manipulate that, especially human. Okay, but on a full on, we just look at a human aspect because that's what we are. That's what we perceive the world through, is through a human lens, not through anything else. The egg receives, man. If I go to my work right now on my drive, which I'm about to do, Dang, I did the wrong thing. Wrong thing. You see exactly that. This is the 0 and the 9 is the sperm. This is the energy. That's the spark of creation, bro. That's exactly what's going on right there. And that's amazing. So, I mean, within itself, bro, it's just amazing, bro. That's where life starts from, bro. But I'm telling you, man, what's to come is going to be amazing. I see there ain't nobody in here. Like I've said, I've already dropped exactly what I need to say. Y'all have heard what y'all need to hear. I've said what I need to say, and I'm gonna go ahead and stop this one here, bro. Y'all have heard y'all last from me. Uh, I appreciate the people who have came through and everything through the times and actually learned anything. I know that you have. Everybody has because it wasn't ever out there before. But I'm completely through, bro. I can't do it no more. Parallels and horizon negate the curvature can't have it. Depart and report. Portals and portals. Reading people's stuff that they can't do and stop. Hard people less and hard put in. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. I almost stopped it at 145. Yeah, I'm gonna let this one end. But that's the sperm and yeah, that's crazy. The square and the circle, the cube could be the sphere. And that makes a lot of sense. Sayonara.